Crypto Banter, this is Crypto Banter, this is Crypto Banter. Crypto Banter for you, this is Crypto Banter, this is Crypto Banter, this is Crypto Banter. Crypto Banter for you, smash those likes. Smash those likes. Crypto Banter for you, smash those likes. Smash those likes. Crypto Banter for you, smash those likes. Smash those likes. Crypto Banter for you, for you, for you.
Solana, and that's the big candle, the big green Solana candle. Today we're going to be talking about why Solana is running like this. Is it too late to buy Solana? Also, altcoins have been taking a pullback. How bad is this pullback? That's what we're going to be talking about today. Anything else, Sheldon? Is there anything else we're talking about today?
Not really, not really. Let's see what's happening in the market. Let's see what's still available. The whole market's taken off. Let's see what's left. And if there is a pullback, what are we buying? So, exciting show.
You know, sometimes the best trade is not to make a trade at all. Sometimes the best trade is just to sit on your hands. But is it that day today? That's what we're going to be talking about today. Also, we are going to be giving away a lot of money today. Okay, so get this. We're going to be giving away Starterra Launchpad tokens before the Launchpad, right? We said that. We still have 30 or 28 times $100 to give away to subscribers. Remember, for that, if you look in the description of this YouTube channel, you will see a link to Microdose. Microdose is the new show that we do every single day, 2 shows a day, 10 minutes of crypto content for people who are time-starved. If you subscribe to Microdose, which is the first line in the description of the YouTube channel, is the Microdose link. Subscribe now to Microdose. We get a mail from Microdose to say that you guys have done it, and then we will give away $100 of Starterra Launchpad tokens. Sound good, eh?
Sounds great.
Okay, so great, amazing. That's not the only giveaway I've got today. I've got a much better giveaway. So, welcome to our channel. This is Crypto Banter. If you're new to our channel, subscribe to our channel. Join one of the 330,000 people that are making life-changing money just by following this channel. Like this content because we did make a bit of a stuff up when we uploaded the video, and we told everyone that the video was actually later on tonight, and it's now, so a lot of people aren't here. The only way we're going to get it is if you guys share and subscribe, share and like. So share and like. Let's get the viewers back onto the stream. Before we get into the market, I have another giveaway. It's big. It's really big. Mm-hmm. It's gigantic. It's gigantic.
How do I apply?
I don't know yet. But what I do know is the following. So there is a launchpad, and the launchpad focuses on metaverse tokens, right? You know what a metaverse tokens, virtual world tokens. And I found out yesterday that Sandeep from Matic is one of the founders of Matic, is one of the original backers of this project. So, you know, Uncle Ryan put on his detective hat, did some digging. The token is called Polylauncher. And funny enough, Polylauncher actually launches today. So Polylauncher launches today. And so I got on the call with him last night and I said, look, we have a very good community at Crypto Banter and we want to give away your tokens. They said, well, it's impossible. How can you give away our tokens one day before the token's about to launch? I said, give me the tokens today, which I now have, and I'll give them away over the next week. So I have $5,000 worth of tokens to Polylauncher at pre-IDO price, and the IDO is happening today. And I think this thing's going to do like 100x. So I'm just going to give them out today. This is like a free giveaway, free giveaway. Yeah, we're just going to give them out today. So not only are you going to get Starterra, but you're also going to get Polylauncher. That's how it's going to work today. You have to be subscribed to Microdose, and you have to be subscribed to Crypto Banter. Otherwise, you don't play this game. All right, let's get into the charts. Let's get into the fun part.
Wow, that's amazing, bud. How's that? I've just
Yeah,
liked, I've just subscribed. So
it's gonna launch today.
brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Love it, love it, love it. Guys, Solana. What are we thinking? It's crazy why it takes so much time to get these entries, but you see that the hardest part in crypto is your entry. If you get the right entry, it literally you can sit back and ride these beautiful waves. And we can see now, obviously, with Solana, we have broken the previous all-time high. We are now starting to really get the excitement in. And we can see everyone's starting to basically FOMO in. And this is what is a big thing today that Ryan was saying earlier, that guys, sometimes the best trade is no trade. And that is definitely, this is one of the examples. You got to wait for something, a decent pullback, a decent entry for that. Be very careful, yeah. But obviously for the guys that are still in, remember, I actually want to teach you guys a quick tool again. Remember the Fibonacci retracement. All that we're doing is, this was the pullback zone. You take it from the top to the bottom. So you take it from there to the bottom, and you can see how it sets these levels for you. And you can see that when we usually have these levels, we got the 3618s. I like to use the 1618s and the 2618s. And reason being is, like I asked you the question yesterday, Ran, anyone that jumps in now, they've doubled their money now in the last 2 weeks. You know, there's still a good point, and something we still have to remember very much from the bull cycle, that taking some sort of profits at any point is good, as long as it's not going back into USDT shitcoin. If it's taking profits into Bitcoin, if it's taking profits into Ethereum, it is always a good thing, because those should always be a big part of your long-term holding portfolio. So for anyone that is looking for sort of take profit points of these coins, never be scared. Always just make sure you have some sort of system. So I got a few friends, when they've doubled their money, they take their initial investment out and they leave the remaining to go. And that gives them capital to either get the next one, or they go and they buy Bitcoin, Ethereum. So just use a nice little strategy. And by using this tool, these levels help very much. Now, not to say which one it's going to get to, but these are good strategic levels to at some point, you know, if we get to 1618, take 20% profits of what you've put in. And it's just a nice little take profit strategy. That's something that I do want to focus on quite a bit during this next cycle. It's just to get into habit. There's nothing wrong with taking some profits and moving it into Bitcoin, Ethereum. Or taking, let's say you've doubled your money now, take some of it and you go buy the next good one that's looking for a nice big run. You've basically created 2 trades out of nowhere, and now you're sitting with 2 good positions. So 618, the next target's obviously for Solana. I'm looking towards the $80 to the $84 region, and then we do have the target which can get us to the $120 region. Rand, what's your tinglies telling you?
I mean, I have a big question. The question is, would you buy Solana now? And I think as a trader, the answer is definitely you wouldn't buy Solana now. That's quite obvious, I think.
Definitely not.
But on the other hand, I want to show you something which I think is quite interesting. Let me quickly call up my CoinGecko here. So if I look at Solana from a fundamental point of view, and I say, okay, there's no doubt that Solana can catch up to Ethereum at some point in time. Maybe not today, maybe in 5 years or 10 years. But if I think about what Solana has versus what Cardano has, you know, tangibly, Solana has smart contracts. It's cheap. It's very fast. It's not as decentralized as Cardano, but it is decentralized. There are many more applications already working on Solana. And Solana has a market cap of $20 billion, where Cardano has a market cap of $66 billion. Okay?
Wow.
So it does show me that, I don't know, long term, there probably could be much more upside in Solana. There's no reason why Solana shouldn't be more or less the same price as Cardano. I think that the two of them are very much competitors. They're both equally well funded. They both have smart, you know, Solana already has smart contracts, has massive traction. There was a deal announced this morning. I'll try and find that deal first. But Audius, which is a platform that is built on Ethereum and Solana, is now being used by TikTok as the music library. So wow. It's getting real world traction. So I guess I wouldn't buy Solana now. I'd wait for a pullback, but in the pullback, Solana would be the first thing that I buy. The first token that I buy right now. We've said it for a long time, but I would buy Solana and Luna.
And I think that's a very key lesson today as well for everyone to take and to add into their sort of rules, that, you know, through any of these bull cycles, guys, there is a pullback at some point. It may be in the next, like we've seen it now. We saw in the last run we had with Bitcoin now, where everything just went crazy. At some point, there's a decent one. And before, what are you looking at there, Ran? Before I show.
Oh, no. I'm just looking at the micro signups. Go ahead.
Okay, cool. And just to give you guys a little good understanding. So just to say, you know, when we usually have a full wave, and you can see here previously, Solana came in from very low, from $1, made all the way to $60 to this range. And, you know, this is basically a very strong impulse wave to the upward side. When we get to those levels, at some point there is a pullback, right? So we start this big acceleration. This is why it's very important to learn, and why you are more advanced traders now by knowing that we should not be buying anywhere in these zones. And if you have a look at that wave that just created, and you have a look at the one that we're forming now, guys, to buy in this zone, put you into, you're the one that gets damaged on. Remember, the whales are the ones that slowly buy in these areas over here. They start pumping the price up. The price makes its way up. They start offloading in that zone. They then start to bring it down, and same thing over here. So they offload in this area and they start buying back in this area over here, and they continue. Remember, we always want to be buying with the whales. Now, let's say that from here now, all of a sudden Solana makes its way to this key area over here. Now, what we usually use on where can I buy this coin back, or where's the zones that I can buy it back? If I take, let's just get rid of these quickly. And you can see from the bottom of this wave to the top. So remember, when you're taking a fib retracement or anything, you just, wherever you're starting with, you're finishing off. So meaning that this is where the wave started. If I took that to the top, do you see how we literally a little bit over, but you see how we hit 618 perfectly? So what I mean by that is, if we look at realistic now, if Solana goes to this zone and we start getting rejected, and it starts to make a little pullback in the market, okay? This is where, by you understanding buying in this zone, how risky it is, if we take the exact same thing to that sort of zone, you know, you can end at 45. I'm just saying if it turns, but that is how you should be looking as investor. Please be careful by not buying these pumps and buying too high up. I'd rather be waiting for the wave to finish, even if Solana goes a lot higher. So meaning that all of a sudden Solana goes. By the time we start breaking trend and we start making our way down, I can then easily take the bottom of the wave to the, and I can see more or less where the 618 to the 786. Fibonacci Lee has actually shown me that this is a good zone for him, that he likes to always be patient for. It's the 786 and the 618. So that's just a nice tool to know that the coin's pumping. It's gone. I still want it in my portfolio, no problem. But remember that whenever we have, at some point, there is a decent pullback. There is some profits that are going to be taken, and then fear hits the coin and it starts to exaggerate. So meaning I would rather be waiting now for this wave to ends off, draw up my fib, see where the next 618 is. And even if it takes a month or it takes a bit of time, that's the buy I want in Solana, because I want to hold the coin for the next 2 years. And that's just as investors. I just wanted to show you guys that today, just to teach you a little tool.
I think you need to log out and log in again. You're pixelated again, and your sound's coming in and out. While you're doing that, I want to remind you guys that the first time that I aped into Solana, it was at $42. I don't know if you guys remember that, but I started buying a huge position in Solana live on the show. And I remember at the time...
You all laughed at me. Well, I have to say, you're not laughing now, are you?
So the reason I wanted to bring that up is because I want to show you guys that when you're buying tokens that are fundamentally going to change the world and the fundamentals are strong, it doesn't really matter. Just keep buying. And I bought at 42, and I bought at 36, and I bought at 24, and I bought at 22, and I bought it at 18. And now I think my average on Solana is somewhere around $25. And I think Solana is now trading in the 70s. So it doesn't matter. That shows you the power of the dollar cost average. But only into protocols that are going to change the world. Only into the ones that we've said are going to be in the Hodl portfolio and the 10x portfolio. So it's actually only these tokens. These are the tokens that you can fundamentally dollar cost average into any day of the week. And if history is anything to go by, you'd make money. Sheldon, let's move from Solana to Fantom, because Fantom also was one that we spoke about yesterday at about 37 cents when we started speaking about it. And we said we think it's going to pop.
Yeah, it's literally coming out now. And what's nice about it is, let's just draw that out there. There we go. Is that we are now breaking that sideways wedge we've been talking about. So this is where I see acceleration now. So guys, when we have these previous resistances over here, it's beautiful to see our RS flip. And I'm going to show you the perfect example of it, which is our good old Doge coin. And you can see, as soon as we break out of this bottom range, do you see how we want to go up? We want to come down. And we want to then continue the move. So same with Fantom. So even though Fantom started to just break out now, you say fundamentally brilliant. to dollar cost. And me chart wise, you're still very early. Do you see how Solana is sitting up here in that area up there already? Do you see where Fantom is? Fantom has only just gotten going. So investment wise and good trade wise, this is the good breakout to be dollar cost, start averaging in, which is good. And at any point it can come down, test as a RS flip, resistance into support, and then continue the journey. So I agree. This one is starting to wake up quick, and we've just broken out of the big sideways channel. So Fantom is a definite thumbs up for me.
If Fantom runs, usually
for the good month or two hold.
If Fantom runs, usually Coti runs straight afterwards. So just have a look. Let's look at the Coti chart. Remember, yesterday we showed the two charts, one on top of the other, and they were identical charts.
So we can see there exactly. So Coti is now breaking the earlier sort of phase over here. So you're catching Coti a little bit earlier. And then we obviously got the next one. So what will be lovely here is, and it's already on its way, is the break, the test, and the continuation. So this zone is a really good laddering in zone, especially now we're about to break out. Guys, look at that. Look where we're catching it still early. And this is why Bitcoin is not having, everyone thinks this pullback's going to happen so quick, so violent the whole time. It's going to happen at some point when the alts are all where they need to be. And that's the only reason why it keeps dropping to 45 and then back at 47 and dropping to 45 and back at 47, because the alts still need to go. And no one can say anything. We can see that, look at majority of the alts today. You've got FTT 8% down. You've got some of the alts that are down today, but look how many in between. 23% Super, 18% Solana, Luna, 21%, 15%. So you can't tell me, usually when there's a big pullback in the market, everything is coming down when there's weakness. And right now we're still getting the pops. Remember, not everything can go at once. So Coti is still looking good, and we are still catching it early. Investment-wise, trade-wise, for short-term trade, guys, even just a little range of understanding that a breakout of this level, it's like steps. It takes you to the next level. All that I want to see is break, test, break, test. And all I do is keep drawing my lines, and you keep testing, keep moving. So the breakout of here, even for a short-term trade to this zone, and if we look at percentage-wise for the shorter-term traders, it's a 20% trade. For investor, obviously you're catching this thing early, and over time, if it makes its way back and smashes all-time highs as it did, you're looking at 100% trade. So Coti, I agree 100%, Ron.
I'm looking at the fear and greed index, still looking a bit overheated. We're not at extreme greed, but we definitely are at greed. So, I think that a little pullback in the market would be very healthy. Actually, to be honest, I wouldn't be climbing into anything at the moment unless something really, really, really looked cheap. I would just be waiting.
The only ones that I'm climbing in is investment trades. I'm starting to ladder in some of the good, the good ones that haven't run yet. Some investments I'm definitely catching in because the market's still moving. So even if Bitcoin has a pullback, we're quite shocked right now that we had a pullback. There's still alts that are breaking completely through and still moving. Like the last, has Bitcoin done anything for the last 3 days? But Solana's doubled. Do you know what I mean? Like, so it's still good for the dollar cost averaging of just some good projects. Investment wise, short time frame, of course. If Coti breaks that thing, I'm in, and I got a 3% stop loss. Very, very simple, very, very easy. But I'm making sure I'm not missing in case the market does wake up, because I know how hard it is. Coti's 23 cents now. I'm going to be angry if I got to try buy in at 35 cents or 40 cents.
Okay, let's see what's going on here. I'm just looking to see if are there any birdies here that have brought me anything today? Any gifts from the birds? In here
quickly. Let's have a look at Bitcoin quickly. I'm just jumping back. So here we go. So guys, what's quite exciting at the moment.
Ryan Watson says, how did your chat with Seedify fund go yesterday? Had a very interesting chat with him. Very interesting chat. Having another follow-up chat with him. And then I'll give you guys some feedback as to whether we're making an investment into that fund or not. And also if we think that there's anything to look at there. So I don't know if I would be buying it at this price. It tripled over the weekend, but certainly wait for us and we'll tell you if we're getting in. And if we get in, then you guys get in. I always say this is not really an investment show. It's a reality show. We just tell you what we're doing and we tell you why we're doing what we're doing. And then you guys need to decide what you're doing. We very rarely talk about tokens that we don't have the guts to be buying ourselves. That's why it's much more of a reality show than a investment show or whatever else you want to call it. This is a reality show, and when we get things for free, we give it to the community. When we buy things, we tell the community. It's not CNBC. You're not watching journalists sitting on your screen. And it is way better than Big
Exactly.
Brother.
Another thing that's quite exciting, Ran, is, we keep talking about, we went through this last week or the week before, about the significance of holding the 200 daily moving average and making sure we don't close below it. And still today, we are coming down and we are testing and testing. And, I don't know, but the bulls are damn fighting hard right now. The bulls are holding this 200-day moving quite strong. And obviously, the break of this, right now, this does look like a sort of flag in a way, meaning that we are, let's have a look, we're coming up, we are fighting this zone. Now we're going to attempt again a break there to the 51, having a look with that and looking at where dominance is. Let's just get it loaded up. There we go. Dominance is still dropping and it's starting to move even quicker. And having a look at the USDT chart, we nearly had a small breakthrough, but look, complete rejection from that point, and now we're accelerating down. So the market is still telling me that the bulls are in play, and Bitcoin is still holding the critical level. And off of previous data, if Bitcoin holds 200-day moving average off of previous history data, we run, and we run strong. So that's why it's important to, if the investment coins and the bigger coins that you want to be getting into are already gone, you're going to have to wait for a decent pullback because there will be one at some point. And it's obviously important to catch the coins that haven't done anything just yet, because until we have closed below this 200-day moving average, I would say in the last week or two, I can't be bearish. I work off his history. I work off these sort of things. And obviously, we have our main trend in place. So Bitcoin's still on par, guys. It's going to attempt again. It looks like Bitcoin now, that's a very positive daily candle. And it looks like we are going to attempt for the highs of 48 again. You can see we keep getting rejected there. There's a wall. No problem. A breakthrough of that. Guys, I won't be surprised if because this wall looks a bit stronger than the ones that are sitting at 49.50. I won't be surprised if Bitcoin pushes through to 52, 54 if we break out of this thing properly and we get another serious amount of volume in. I won't be. So for now, yes, a pullback is coming, but I need us to close below this 200. For now, I'm still definitely bullish, and I'm making sure I'm capturing the good alts. Having a look at that quickly and just looking
You're
at...
definitely long-term bullish. I just don't know if today is a buying day. I'm literally looking through my whole list here to see if there's anything that I'd be buying today. And I mean, short of like real micro altcoins where you could destroy yourself, I don't see anything on my blockfolio, on my CoinGecko that I should be buying.
Let's have a look. So Trias, we got Wall, obviously Doge. Yeah, so obviously we looked at Coti. I spoke on the shorter show last night. Omi, Front, guys, all of these trades have done fantastic. We're all 10, 20% up from yesterday. Fantom investment-wise, obviously still looks good. I will now. I'll go there now. I know you don't like it, and I know this, whatever, but I've taken a small bag of Neo. We've just broken the 200-day moving average. We've only just tested now. This thing still has legs. As much as it can maybe old news, it does move, and we can see very clearly how the last cycle, how it moved. Went all the way from $38 to $140. That's still a good move. And obviously, if we have a look, we are approaching very much that top where the strong breakout comes. So Neo shorter term trade, stop loss under 200-day moving average. And this is looking good. I'm not sure, like we said about Celsius, it's still a good longer term investment trade, definitely. Having a look at Ethereum, that is the other chart. Let's jump to Ethereum. Yeah, so I can show you guys what we're looking at. Ethereum to Bitcoin looks like it's about to break again. This is good. We've just now basically formed a flag. Come up, make your flag. You basically get your flag going, and obviously the breakout. Ran, I don't know, but these tingles are still going. I still feel the alts are going to go. I still feel some of them.
I agree.
That's why it's good to try catch the ones.
Which one would you say right now is a screaming buy?
The Coti breakout look good. It's the ones, we've got amazing entries now in the last week. We've already got them. Everyone should be very well in position.
Now you just ride what you have. You ride what you have now. You ride what you have. You don't add. I wouldn't be adding to positions now unless you dollar cost averaging and you've got a certain day every month. I wouldn't dollar cost average. Someone said something about super. I think super farm actually may be a buy, but it's a long-term buy. You got to hold it for a long time.
So super is only just it's a long-term buy. It's only just broken out of the thing. And this, we broke down, we've tested. So this range is still a very good entry. And obviously for the next few months hold, we got to the next target and we got the high target. So super is definitely good. And another one for a long-term buy, even starting to dollar cost in, is still Matic. I still feel Matic has a good way to go. We're still at the verge of breaking out of this key point over here, which will give us strong accelerations into these areas over here. And I feel it's going to do a Solana soon, where all of a sudden we see Matic just absolutely crazy. So long-term buys ladder in. And I think a big lesson today, guys, is if you are going to take some sort of profits, would you really be pissed off if you took 50% of your profits now and you turned it into Bitcoin and Ethereum pumps tomorrow? Would you really be, you know what I mean? That's what it's about at the end of the day, because they haven't moved. Bitcoin or Ethereum, yeah, it haven't pumped. They haven't moved at all yet. The last 2-3 days, they've done nothing. So there's nothing wrong with taking profits into another crypto asset. At least you're not going into a stable asset. And another thing, guys, at any point, to fill up a little bit of a cash portfolio is good. Be prepared for the dips. I'm okay to be 70-80% of the market and have 10-15% cash at any point, because we know the dips come now. Now we've learned, we've been through this enough together. I've only just gotten to know everyone the last few months, and now we work together as a team.
Okay, I have a few things. I think first of all, let's just remind everybody that if you want Sheldon in your pocket, and basically you want access to the same charts that he's looking at here, while he is updating them, there is a link below to a CoinPanel membership. If you subscribe using that CoinPanel membership, you will get access to Sheldon's charts. The important thing about that is that Sheldon actually prepares the charts before the show, which means you're going to have the information before anybody else. And if Sheldon updates the charts at 10 o'clock at night or 1 o'clock in the morning, you get his updates immediately. So that's why we partnered up with CoinPanel.
Yeah, and what we have, sorry, Ryan, just to add to that, guys, what we have done now is we've added basically these new lists, which I'm busy with now. That's why it was a little bit quiet for the last 2-3 days. We're separating the investors, we're separating the midterm swing traders, monthly holds, all of that. And then we're also going to have a short-term list as well. So it's categorized for you. And we did launch it yesterday. There's just 1 or 2 things we had to differentiate. The problem is when I had short-term trades, it was showing on the long-term charts and stuff. So we're sorting that out. But this is exciting. That means it covers for investors, long-term swing traders, and obviously short-term traders.
Okay, that's the first thing. So subscribe to that. You also help the channel by subscribing, because that's the only sponsorship we actually have on the channel. We are going to be adding on some sponsors when we think that those things can help you. But we will never, ever, 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 ever take any money from any token for exposure on the channel. Let us also talk about a new competition that I want to start. Are you ready for this one?
Let's go.
Okay, so I have a new idea. The idea goes as follows. I want to test long-term hodling versus trading. I want to test long-term hodling versus trading. So what I'm suggesting is we take Sheldino's bags, which is $10,000. We will create another one of Run's fundamental long-term gems. And we see how they go. So I'm going to invest in long-term fundamentals only. You're going to invest, you can trade trade out.
But I'm going to use half of it to stock more of that up. I'm also going 50% long-term. That's the best way, but I have more money to make more.
You do what you want. I'm just saying it's going to be Run's bags and Sheldon's bags. And then what we'll do is we'll give away Sheldino's bags on this show. And we'll give away Run's bags on the other show when we get to, I don't know, let's say 500,000 subscribers. What do you say?
Let's do it.
So 2 chances for the community to win, basically. The community can win Run's bags, the Uncle Run's fundamental bags, or Sheldon's tiny, tiny, tiny little bags, which basically are pretty much worth nothing.
Remember this day, guys. Remember the date. Remember it.
Okay, so we will get the design team to start building it. Also, we got to look for a platform where everybody can actually watch the trading, because otherwise it's no fun. We got to find a platform where we can actually show the trades live. But
I still want to do that, Ryan. I still want to trade live with the guys one day. I really want to do that. Okay, amazing. That's the first thing.
Next thing is, let's start giving away some Starterra. But remember, you have to subscribe to Microdose. There's a link in the description. It's the first line of the description of this YouTube video. First line in the description of the YouTube video. Click on Microdose, subscribe to it. While you guys are subscribing and we start giving away the 2 tokens that we have today, because we have lots of giveaways today, tell us whose bag you would like to win. Do you want to win Uncle Run's bags? Or do you want to win Sheldino the Sniper's bags at the end of it? I'm dying to see what the community thinks. I want to see what the community think.
You all laughed at me. Well, I have to say, you're not laughing now, are you?
That's what's going to happen. That's exactly what's going to happen. That's exactly what's going to happen. Let's see what the
Guys,
community is saying.
remember the microdose shows later as well. Eh? We will be updating on everything I just went through.
Oh, lots of Sheldino's bags. Oof, you all laughed at me. You all laughed at me, but All right, that's that. Let's give away some giveaways. Let's give away some giveaways and we can do some super chats. I want Irina's bags. Irina? Sheldino, is XRP done retest? Should we buy it now? Much love from India. You should never.
No, I won't buy now. Not yet. Pull back. Not yet. Too much, guys. Too much upside. Let's wait for a decent pullback. Investment wise, dollar cost, because then you got more money if it goes cheaper, and if it pumps, you obviously.
Okay, now I'm going to just call up the list of subscribers on Microdose because that's how we're giving them away. I see there are 20,000 of you, so well done.
Guys, the breaker this trend on T-Fuel is a buy. So anyone that's watching, breaker that trend T-Fuel is a buy. Go for it.
Okay, let's go. Let's give away money. Okay. Marataman, if you are a subscriber of both channels, and Freddie's going to check that now, you can win. It says Ran San Poly Terra. I don't know which one he wants to win. So what do I do now? I'm going to give you Star Terra, $100 of Star Terra. Tanya Inglis, if you are a subscriber of the channel, you win $100 of Polylauncher.
Well done.
Polylauncher is going to be, the launch is today. So like you could win like a billion X today. I don't know.
And guys, just to help you, do you know the ticker for the Polylauncher, what it's going to be?
It's not ready yet.
Okay, but when it is, guys, just look at this. If you just go search and you just go Dex Tools. You go to Dex Tools and you just get this Dex Tools app and you go in here for anyone that does. And you can just basically type in whatever the ticker is when it launches. And you can go then obviously see how the price is looking and all of that, just to help.
Okay, let's give more money. There was I saw someone that I really liked. He said you all laughed at me, didn't you? Where is he? I can't find him.
Everyone talk about my Milo today. I'm getting the vitamins.
Did you smoke a joint last night?
No, what? I wish.
That's the Milo thing. It's like a Milo thing. All right, let's go. We got Khalid Zani, Olid Zani. If you are a subscriber to both channels, you get yourself some Star Terra, $100. You got Norbert Nagy. Subscribe to both. You get $100 of Star Terra. Zuzi Mari, you get $100 of Star Terra. $100. Fabio Caviglia, $100 of Star Terra for you, my friend. Okay, Zakaria Tahiri wins $100 of Polylauncher. I'm not going to give away any more Polylauncher because I think it's going to launch at like 100x. And then you're going to get like $10,000 on every time. That's what it is. That's what people are going to win here. This is the numbers. Some super chats. Didn't sneeze, but asking you to bless me. Polylauncher. Okay, I'll make exception for Kan Kilik. He sounds Turkish. You get $100 of Polylauncher, bro. Remember, Polylauncher, good project. Star Terra, good project. Amazing chains. All right, guys, we will see you guys again later, 10 a.m. EST. Big show for you today. Until then, if you're trading, trade well, my friends. And if you're not trading, use the after Banter hashtag to discuss. And if you haven't yet subscribed to Microdose, we don't know when it's going to come out, but there are going to be 2 videos there today. So subscribe and hit the bell notification so that you know when it's going to happen. We will see you guys again later.